ever wished there was a button on your dog that would calm him down? Welcome back to Top Dog Tips. Thanks for joining us for this video on 7 proven ways to calm down a dog that are backed by science. Sometimes our pets get so stressed out and anxious that seeing them this way is painful. They don't have the calm down button, but there's more than one way to calm down a dog, and some of them are even backed by science. The meditative art of Zen allows a person to center themselves. It allows a practitioner to live in the moment and to achieve the perfect peace. This form of meditation has been used by people to help them treat or cope with a host of mental, physical, and emotional stresses. Unfortunately, for man's best friend, there's no way of comprehending the art of Zen. This makes it rather hard to calm down a dog unless you know an effective method. Dogs do live in the moment and require ways to deal with daily stresses in their own lives. Whether it be from an exhausting session of fetch, an afternoon at the dog park when they're surrounded by other animals, or spending a day alone waiting for their person to arrive, canines have their own stresses. Some of these factors are easily overlooked by us humans. While their happy tail wags or slobbery kisses greet us at the door, it's good to keep in mind that dogs too need a way to calm down. Since they can't communicate or understand what we say, we have to help calm down a dog in ways that they understand. Here are 7 effective and science-based methods to calm down a dog. Number 1, play classical music. Playing music may be the easiest way to calm down a dog. It has been observed that playing different kinds of music and sounds affects dogs in different ways. However, it was with classical music that the researchers saw that dogs were in a relaxed state much more than an active or agitated state. Here's a link to a short meta-review document in PDF form on everything related to dog stress and music. Whether it be the frequency, volume, or tempo of the music, scientists couldn't really precisely tell. In contrast, the researchers found that dogs would pace and vocalize much more when heavy metal music was being played. Further research has shown that classical music indeed reduces the stress level in dogs. In one study, an animal shelter played 4 Seasons and other classical tunes to kenneled canines and saw it as an effective technique to calm down the dogs every single time. By using classical music to decrease the energy, it becomes easier to communicate with the dogs. If classical music doesn't work for your Fido, you can try some of these other remedies instead. Second on my list is Aroma Therapy for stressed dogs. A specific smell will reduce your canine's stress levels. If a human's olfactory receptors were the size of a pinhead, then a dog's olfactory receptors would be the size of a postage stamp. Dogs' sense of smell goes beyond the current understanding of humans. It's on a whole different level. Unsurprisingly, and much like how dogs react differently to different musical stimuli, they also react differently to varying olfactory stimuli. Several studies have shown that when dogs are exposed to lavender and chamomile, they become less vocal, more docile, more relaxed, and less active, as opposed to their behavior when exposed to peppermint or rosemary. In a more binary example of scent sensitivity, dogs were observed in a controlled setting without any odor stimulants, and then again when exposed to lavender. The results were polarizing, as the dogs showed significantly less activity and vocalization when exposed to the scent of lavender. To put it shortly, lavender and to a certain extent chamomile have proven to be effective methods to calm down a dog. Some of the essential oils that are safe for dogs may also have similar effects on other pets and reduce their levels of cortisol and, as a result, anxiety. Finally, the same has been observed in dog-appeasing pheromones, further confirming that specific smells can indeed calm down a dog quickly and very effectively. The third proven way to calm down a dog backed by science is with physical contact. Pet your dog to calm him down, but don't hug him. It is said that the worst thing you can do to a newborn baby is to deprive it of human contact. The same can be said about dogs. When dogs are viewed in a natural setting or in feral communities, it's observed that they live in a pack-like structure, and in the den, they often sleep close together. Their pack-like behavior in nature is likely related to their close relatives, the wolves. And even though over 10,000 years of domestication has changed the behavior of dogs significantly compared to wolves, there are traits these animals still share in the wild. As for the pack-like structure, it obviously develops a very tight-knit community, and sleeping near one another provides a measure of both physical and emotional security. One study showed that when dogs were groomed or petted on highly innervated body areas, there were noticeable physiological changes to the subject. It was observed that with as little as 8 minutes of stroking, a dog's overall heart rate could decrease. Since an elevated heart rate is usually a common indicator of stress, this simple act of petting is a convenient and effective way to calm down a dog. On the other hand, hugging actually increases their heart and breathing rate and elevates a dog's stress hormones. As with most things in this world, there can be too much of a good thing, and physical contact is no different. It's only natural for a human to hug a dog to show him affection, but it would be wise to keep in mind that the dog does not necessarily see it in the same light. Number 4, exercise the dog. An increase in cortisol is bad for dogs, but you can exercise your pet to help reduce those levels. We know that a good workout can help our minds and bodies unwind and release some pent-up energy, particularly with high-intensity workouts or heavy lifting. It seems that a good set of exercises can have similar effects on dogs. With as little as a 25-minute workout and human contact session, a dog's stress levels can be significantly reduced. A research team has found that mild exercise and physical contact with a dog's person can have a calming effect on canines, as observed by the reduction of the cortisol levels measured in the canine's saliva. Cortisol is often referred to as the stress hormone and is related to a host of adverse physiological and psychological effects on the canine body. Fortunately, putting a dog through an exercise routine that doesn't require a vast amount of resources is a convenient and very effective way to manage it and calm down a dog. Number 5 is a timeout session. This may seem like a silly idea that should be reserved for misbehaving toddlers. However, there is evidence that suggests that planned or scheduled quiet play and timeout sessions may very well calm down a dog. A study done on therapy dogs in a stressful hospital environment indicated that when dogs were given 1 or 2 hours of time to themselves away from the ever-changing and bustling atmosphere of a working hospital, their stress levels decreased. Once again, stress levels were measured using canine salivary cortisol levels from 3 different time intervals throughout the day. This is the most effective measure of canine stress. Giving your dog a mere hour or so to themselves without you bothering them so that he can calm down and gather himself would do your pet a world of good. Another proven way to calm down a dog is to reduce human-induced stress. Enter the quality of life factor. It has different meanings for different people, and rightly so. Everyone has their own definition of it, and there are various ways to measure your quality of life. However, a correlation has been observed in the quality of life of dogs and their owners. Using the Lexington Attachment to Pet Scale, also known as LAPS or the Attachment Scale Test, researchers were able to deduce that dogs whose owners enjoyed a higher and more fulfilled quality of life also tend to have a higher quality of life themselves. This study observed that seemingly benign factors like the marital status of the owner and relationship lengths in the owner's life played large roles in helping to calm down a dog. Researchers concluded that this must be due to the owner's ability to form emotional bonds with others and their dogs. Apparently, these emotional bonds lead to a decrease in the amount of stress that the dog experiences. This makes sense when extrapolated, as stable relationships mean that the dog is not constantly experiencing new people in their lives. Dogs are creatures of habit and routine, and new people in their lives would cause quite a bit of stress on them. By decreasing the amount of stress in their own lives, humans can in fact bring calm and relaxation to their dogs' lives. Finally, wrapping up my list of the 7 proven ways to calm down a dog backed by science is medication for anxious dogs. Using drugs to calm down a dog, especially one with mental or emotional conditions, is often the least recommended option. Just like in humans, a pill should not be your first or second choice for dealing with problems, nor is it a good option for pets. Pharmaceuticals often bring with them undesirable side effects and their own brand of stress. There are several anxiety medications for dogs that have been shown to work well. The tricyclic antidepressant clomipramine has been shown in several studies to decrease separation anxiety-induced stress in dogs who are left alone from 22 to 90 minutes at a time. In particular, studies observed that the administration of this drug had a significant reduction in pacing, scratching, and vocalization in dogs, as well as an increase in what is deemed as passive behavior in canines. While side effects may vary from individual to individual, it's best to keep a close eye on your dog if you choose to medicate him in any way. Always consult a vet beforehand. Another option dog owners can try to calm down a dog before using pet anxiety medication is to try dog anxiety vests. There hasn't been any research on anxiety vests to date. However, anecdotal evidence and pet owners' review show that these can be very effective. You can check out our extensive article on this subject on our website at topdogtips.com. If you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, family, and fellow pet owners. If you liked this video, you can also subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all of the tips and tricks that we share for pet parents and pet lovers. You can also subscribe to our email newsletter for daily tips and tricks in raising healthy, happy dogs. Thanks for watching.